Sir, shall we start our program, sir?
Dr. Raja? Dr. Raja, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Sir, can we start our program?
Dr. Raja?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir. We can hear you.
Sir, we can hear you.
Dr. Raja?
Sir, audible, sir.
Dr. Raja, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Sir, can we start? Sir, it's audible, sir.
Am I audible, Daksab? Hello? Audible? Okay. Yeah, we can start. Huh? Okay, let's start then.
Good morning to all. Respected Dean of the College, Professor B.N. Hazarika. It's unmuted here. Respected Dean of the College, Professor B.N. Hazarika, sir, Node Officer, Market English Program. So today's resource person, Dr. Anupama Harshal, Consultant, Science Communication and Public Engagement. Welcome all of you for this our 6th webinar of EDP NARI project. So it is my pleasure to welcome all of you for this online webinar. So then 202 students have registered this program, and for this 6th webinar, we are conducting different kinds of webinar for the students community, starting with science, research, communication, and then for motivational talk, personality development, even different kinds of startups, how to start this entrepreneurship, various resources, funding sources, and to ignite the young minds to reach a higher level. We are starting this series of webinar under this project. Our leader of this project is Honorable Chancellor, Professor Premsit Singh sir. He is our leader, and PA is Director of Instruction, Professor Asana Singh sir. He is our PA of this project. Our nodal officer, respected Professor B.N. Hazarika, Dean, College of Horticulture and Forestry. He is our nodal officer. He and we encouraging the student to participate. And now we have this first, Dr. Anupama. She's not new to us. She already visited our college, conducted one workshop on cold scope. Some of the students, they may remember, mostly postgraduate students and undergraduate students. And is an educator with a teaching experience of 20 years and certified trainer for 10 years. UCT CSIR scholar and has accomplished her doctoral thesis in Center, collaboration with Kopiva National Meditation. She has her for undergraduate students at Washington Chara College, Mumbai.
Dr. Raja, I am not getting your voice.
This is by the editorial channel, and also associated as a resource
Dr.
person
Raja?
and content development in pedagogy workshop. Scholars Maharashtra, post ISER Pune. This several international engagement MIT and European Folksong. She's actually traveled many parts of India and demonstrated this means of time more. This workshop will be for 2 days. She'll be talking and whatever I can achieve on chat box, questions, and all the doubts she will clarify you. May I to address this gathering? Sir?
Okay. Okay. Dr. Raja, is it audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay then. So, well, good morning to everyone. Respected Madam Anupama Harshal W,
Thank you.
the consultant from IISER Pune, and our Associate Nodal Officer Dr. Raja, and all the viewers. As you know, we are organizing a series of webinar program for under the IDP NAHEP, under the Central Agricultural University, and we have already completed the 5th webinar so far. Today is the 6th webinar we are in this series. So today we are inviting very important resource person, Dr. Anupama Harshal, Madam, who is a consultant of IISER Pune, for delivering a very interesting topic on science communication and public engagement. As you know, the science communication nowadays is very important, and that is why we have invited Madam for delivering today's lecture. And I hope all the viewers will be benefited by the lecture or deliberations given by Madam Harshal, and all the students will be benefited from this program. So, Madam, thank you very much for giving us time, and you have given us your precious time for these deliberations. As you know, Madam, this is a College of Horticulture and Forestry under the Central Agricultural University in Fall. So we have 13 different constituent colleges are there under Central Agricultural University. So in Pasighat, there are 2 colleges. That is, one is College of Horticulture and Forestry and College of Agriculture also. So we have a IDP NAHEP program in few of the institute, few of the constituent colleges. Among these, the College of Horticulture is also lucky enough to get this project. So under this project, we are sending the students to abroad for their personality development, and we are trying to make them the entrepreneurs in this direction. And so, and our under this program, the faculty will be also sending to abroad for their personality development. So in this connection, you are invited, and we are very much thankful to you because you have given us time today. So without taking much time, I thank once again to you and all the viewers for this deliberation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, I'll give the time to our speaker, Madam Anupama. Madam, please take your time.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Raja. Thank you, Dr. Hazarika. And wonderful initiative. I have visited Pasighat. I have stayed in your guest house and addressed your students for 3 days, sir. If you remember, year before last, for full scope. So we have interacted. So what amazing endeavors. You have very good labs. I was very impressed because that was my first travel to Pasighat. So thank you very much. And a real kudos to your team for putting this together, sir. So like you rightly said that...
Madam, can you adjust your screen and your face is not visible? Just you can...
Not fully visible. Okay, just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, that now.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute. Can you see me now?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I was going to ask you this, but I was not so sure.
Yes. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Can you see me now fully and hear me also?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. So your deans are very rightly said that in the time that we are, we need to keep ourselves motivated and also, enthused in whatever we are doing, because this is the given circumstances. So we have to, within this framework, excel in what we are doing. And so when Raja sir and me were discussing, we actually divided science communication into 2 parts, where we said we will be talking about goal setting and critical thinking on day 1. And on day 2, we will be talking about how to write a paper and how to read scientific literature. So that would come as a package, so that you know that this could be a good goal setting for you. This is how you need to think and evaluate things. And then, of course, a core domain knowledge of how to read a research paper, how to write a research paper. So whether you're an undergraduate student or a postgraduate student, you will get a hang of it. So with your kind permission, I will be beginning my slides now. And I would request students to keep a pen and paper with them in hand, because there are a lot of exercises that I'm going to make you do. So you will need to write down many things. So if you can just keep a pen and paper with you, it would be a good thing to do. So beginning with what is goal setting and critical thinking. Now, these are not things which can be taught to a person, but definitely you can be primed. You can be aligned to understand that it's important to have a goal in life. Okay, so let me begin with an example. So when we are children, there are days when we want to become a footballer. There are days when we want to become an Air Force pilot. There are days when we want to become a scientist. And there are days when we just want to become a hero or a heroine. Okay, so what's important here is not what you want to become, but the fact that you understand that there is somewhere that you want to reach. And to reach somewhere, you have to begin. Okay, so you have to begin somewhere. Only then you will be able to attain or reach a particular place. So I tell all my students, and I would tell you the same thing, that it's not important that you have a fixed goal, that I want to become only A or I want to become only B. It's important even if your goal changes over a period of 3 months or 6 months or even a year. But what is important is that you have a goal. Yes, it's important that you see yourself, that this is where I see myself after so many years, after so many months, or at the end of this pandemic period. Okay, so where are we now? As you can see, I have taken the example of a Scrabble here, and we begin now. So what we're going to do is we're going to be doing few exercises where I'm going to be asking you to write down a few things. We're going to be drawing from it. Okay, so please don't lie down or don't sit down idle. Just take your pen and pencil and be ready with what I'm going to be asking you to do. So we will begin on the note of, like I saw many people, their videos were on. And I'm sure as your teacher, Raja sir must be wondering that why are you lying down and watching a lecture that has been arranged for you with so much of meticulation and dedication by him, by the university, so many approvals. So I think, do you ever feel like you're sleepwalking through your life? Yes, where you have no idea where you want to go. So you're sleepwalking. So Aram say you're going through life where you're not sure where you want to go, where you have no idea what you want in life. Or perhaps you know exactly what you want to achieve, but you have no idea how to get there. Okay, so I've taken both the probabilities, that either you're in a relaxed mood, ki sir has arranged the lecture, we can lie down and see the lecture. After all, after 2 hours, they will give a quiz and then we will get a certificate. Or you want to go somewhere, you're aiming to reach somewhere, but you have no idea of how to go there. We are all stuck, right? But I think you all understand that even in the given situation, we have devised ways and mechanisms of actively engaging ourselves, of actively being involved, of a sense of commitment, where sir is working for the university, I am working for ISER. So there is a lot of productivity that is happening. Our answerability is there. So definitely we have devised a way of increasing our productivity. Yes, of increasing our productivity. So perhaps you know exactly what you want to achieve, but you have no idea of how to get there. Now, this is very obvious because you're a student. Yes, so you don't have a clear picture of where you are going, where you need to go, as compared to sir and me, where we have clear objectives. We have something called as KRA. We have key result areas. Yes, so we know that under teaching learning process, we have to do so much. Under outreach, we have to do so much. Under, let's say, for example, under NAHEB, sir knows that as a nodal officer, he has to perform so much. So we have an idea. But as students, for you, it is maximized, that you go to college, you finish your studies, take a degree, go for academic progression. So if it is BSc, you get MSc or MTech. If it is MTech, you would either do for a lateral entry for an MBA or for a PhD. Okay. So we're going to be talking about both these things. That are you sleepwalking through where you are, or you want to reach somewhere, but you don't know how to reach there. So we'll try and navigate this through our talk today. Now, what are goals? Okay, if you see here, I have taken, what do you say, a target board where you actually, you put bullseye, where you actually put a dashboard, or you put a pin, or you put your target, and there is a sense of achievement if you put it in the center. Okay, otherwise it gives you a range of where you have reached. Okay, now there is a specific reason why this is given to you. So goals are the first step towards planning for the future. Okay, they play a fundamental role in the development of skills in various facets of life, from work to relationships and everything in between. Okay, please remember, we don't not only work to become better people, but when we become better people, we improve our interpersonal and intrapersonal, whether it is our relationships with our friends and family, or whether it is our relationship with our peers, or our relationship with our fellows at home, or with friends, or with just colleagues. Okay, so that is why I've taken work to relationship and everything in between. Now they are the target, yes, with which we aim our our entire energy. We aim and we put it there, right? So goals are a step or a first step towards planning for your future. Yes. Now I'm sure all of you want to reach somewhere. You all want to reach somewhere, and that is what your future is. It could be your future for today. That is what is your plan for tomorrow, or your plan for today evening. That after this session, I'm going to do some extra reading. I'm going to set up my own goals. If I have not done that earlier, I'm going to do it now. Yes. So they are the target at which we aim our proverbial arrow. Why are we saying proverbial arrow? Because it is imaginary. Yes, it is imaginary. So we have to aim it at where we want to reach, and whether or not it will reach is what we are going to understand. So this is the first step. So if you didn't have a goal till now, I would suggest that it's good to think that what is my goal in life? Yes, ask yourself, where do you want to go in life? Where do you want to reach? Okay, now we have the chat window here, and if there are any specific questions that you want to put, I would suggest that you put your questions in the chat window, which we will address at the end of the session. Okay, so we will have a discussion, so we can address what are the issues that you are facing and how best we can navigate through this. So in the words of Pablo Picasso, our goals can only be reached through a vehicle of plans. Yes, it cannot be reached otherwise. You have to understand this. In which we must fervently believe. It's actually saying that when you have a plan, your plan is your vehicle. You are actually traveling through the plan. That is your vehicle. Yes, in which we must fervently believe and upon which we must vigorously act. So can I reach a place by just sitting in my car? What do you think, friends? Can I reach a destination by just sitting in the car? No. What do I have to do? I have to take action. And what is that action? I have to drive the car. I have to drive the car or the vehicle. So our goals can be reached through a vehicle of a plan in which we must fervently believe and upon which we must vigorously act. Okay? And believe me, there is no other route to success. Okay? And this is what we call as goal setting. This is what we call as goal setting. So you must have a goal, whether it is a short-term goal or a long-term goal. That is what I want to do today evening versus what I want to do, let's say by the end of the year, or by the end of the year, by the end of this pandemic. Yes. So what is my goal setting? What is my mind aiming to achieve? What is it that I want to learn from this? And what is my preparedness to face this particular, to go and get, or, get what I want for whatever goal I'm setting? Am I able to navigate and reach there to achieve it? Yes. So like I said, I will try and make it as simple for you. So I'm going to use a lot of my, Scrabble in my slides, because it really impresses me that you actually build words. You actually build words using a Scrabble game. And actually in life, using simple techniques, using simple plans, we actually build our own personality. Isn't it? We build our own personality. So that's what I want you to do. So I want you to take a pen and paper. Yes. And I want you to write down, ask yourself questions like this. What are they? What do I really want in my life this year? Maybe very ambitious. So what is it that I want in my life after this pandemic? After this pandemic is over, after the lockdown seems to get over, what is it that I really want in my life? What's important for me in life? What's really important for me in my life? Yes. Is it important for me to, just get my degree and finish with it? Or am I looking forward to get my degree, go further for an MBA or for a PhD or for a, any specific course that I'm looking for after my present degree that I have achieved? What do I want to achieve? Yes. What is it that I want to achieve? Where do I want to go? What do I want more in my life? So what do I want more in my life? Do I want it? Do I want happiness? Do I want to be at peace? Do I want to, ensure that my English is better, my vocabulary is better? So what is it that I want more out of my life? What can be a game changer for me? Yes, what is it that will be a game changer for me? And who is the person I want to become? Yes, who is the person that I want to become? So now I can see there are about 68 students or 68 participants here. So I want you to take a pen and paper and write this down. And if possible, if you want to talk about it, then you can say it. Otherwise, you can use the chat window and communicate your answer to me. And I'm keeping the chat window open here so that I can see your answers. Okay, so I want you to answer these questions. What is it that I want from my life this year? What's really important for me in my life? What is it that I want to achieve? What do I want more in my life? Do I want happiness? Do I want scholastic, achievement? Is there anything specific that I want to improve my handwriting? I want to improve my English language. I want to improve my vocabulary. I want to learn a new language. So I need your answers in the chat box. That what is it that you're asking, that you're aiming for? Maybe at the end of the pandemic, or at the end of the year, or at the end of your academic year. Okay, come on. I need answers so that we can start building on them. Yes. Or who is the person I want to become? Who is the person that I want to become? So I want to become a scientist. I want to become very good. So Ritika, very good. I want to be the best version of myself. Very good. So that's a starting point for you, Ritika, that I want to be the best version of myself. So you definitely see, we're not discussing personal traits here, but you definitely see and you understand that there are certain traits in you that need improvement. Now that could be a perfect goal. Yes, that could be a perfect goal right now, because you have a lot of time, you have a lot of resources available where you can actually help improve yourself, and you can also test it, because some people around you will actually validate and say that, oh wow, for the last 2-3 days you are behaving quite differently. So even the best version that you are becoming of yourself, yes, can be tested and validated, that yes, if I do this, I will become a better person. Yes, Sandeep, to associate in research and development sector and contribute my knowledge gained during academic time. Very good. To associate in research and development sector and contribute my knowledge gained during academic time. So Sandeep, your goal seems very clear that you want to make a niche for yourself in research and development, and you want to contribute your knowledge. Now, when you say you want to contribute your knowledge, obviously your path is going to be to acquire more and more knowledge. Yes, and whatever knowledge you have a very rational sense of looking at things. You want to build a way in which you look at things, and you obviously want to keep this as a wonderful resource and keep equipping your skill set. Who is the person I want to become? I want to learn to choose my dreams and stick to it when things don't go well in life. Very good, Kiran. I am going to be talking about dreams. I'm going to be talking about how dreams are different than goal setting, but very well, we are going to work on this. What do I really want in life this year? To make the world free from corona pandemic. Very good, Shweta. That's a very nice thing to think. I think if we all adapt or adopt a new way of life, where we continuously, follow well-curated sites, we maintain good levels of hygiene, keep our immunity boosted, and I'm sure things are going to work out well in the betterment of the world. Yes, I want to become, Sathikala. I want to complete my PhD, peace and money, shorthand typing, English talk improvement, commercial scientific farmer. Amazing, amazing. So I'm very happy, with the responses that you're getting. This is one way of communicating. See, we're not meeting each other. We're not meeting each other face to face. And I cannot help all of you achieve the goals. But why I want these goals are because at the end of the session or after 2 days or after a week, I want you to give me a feedback, a very valid feedback, saying how you were able to help yourself. I want to be my own idol and accomplish in whatever I want to do. Bioma. Yes, Bioma, that's a very valid point. In this world, half of us are running or following people. Yes. So it's very important that you are your own self-motivator or your own guide. Okay. So whatever you do, whatever you want to do, and you can accomplish, you should be self-motivated. Okay. So I'll be talking about myself and I'll be talking about all of you in particular. So I'm very happy that all of you have use the chat window even later when I ask you to turn the camera on when the discussion is going on. I want to hear more of this. Okay. So after asking yourself these questions, now I can see some people are still writing, but anyway, the chat window is open. So I will be going back to it again and again. Now what I want you to do, yes, is ask yourself questions. What is missing in my life right now? Okay. Question number 1. What is missing in my life right now? Please don't write about missing your friends and missing your partners. I'm not going to be able to help you. We are looking more at life scholastically and co-scholastically, not in terms of personal strength. Okay. What trait needs improvement? Which aspect of my life needs improvement? That is question number 2. Yes. Now question number 3. What stresses me out? What stresses me out? Yes. And what isn't going well in my life right now? So ask yourself questions like this. What is missing in my life right now? This will tell you, some insights. What needs improvement? What stresses me out? And what isn't going well in my life right now? Fantastic, Kiran. Saurabh, what is missing in my life? Constant motivation to keep going with academics or passion. Kiran, you're not alone in this. We are a whole population is facing this, but definitely we'll take you through this. Very good. So are you understanding this? You are able to identify that constant motivation is missing. Yes, you're not able to meet your teachers. You are not able to meet your mentors. This man being a social animal, yes, this interpersonal interaction is not happening. Self-satisfaction even after achievement. I feel I am not fully satisfied. Ritika, very well said. So I know what is missing in life. What is missing in life is reliable books to study while it's quarantine. Jenny, thank you so much, Jenny. If I can help you with this, if there are any ebooks I can share that you want in particular, you can write to Raja sir or to me. I will be sharing my email address. Yes. So Ayushi, Yes, Ayushi, what's your question? Self-motivation, very good. And I want to literally work upon that. I would like to improve my behavior of procrastinating things. Wonderful, wonderful. That is such an amazing way of, asking yourself what I want to do and then actually being able to identify. Now, give yourself a pat on the back, because what I think is very important is that you were able to identify that what is missing, and therefore you want to work hard to better it. Don't you think so? That our main problem that exists is that we don't know what is missing in our life, and that is why we don't know. So many of you have said that self motivation is missing. Fine, it's missing. So let's see how we can activate that. How we can activate that. And of course, many other things. So I'm not talking in person, but I'm using general examples here. So when you ask yourself questions of what is missing in my life, what needs improvement, what stresses me out, believe me, what you have done is you have identified listening to music stresses me out. That's very okay. Okay. So stresses you out, meaning it removes the stress out, right? It helps you better your day. Correct, Divya, if I'm not wrong? Okay. What stresses you out, I meant that, for example, work pressure. In the times of the pandemic, I can tell you there are so many of the teachers fraternity who are really stressed about, will the lecture go well? Will the internet sustain for so much time? Will my slide share work out very well? Has my slide deck turned out to be well made, and things like that? So what stresses me out? I have been able to identify that these are things that I am not fully geared to handle. Now, in this, there are some parameters which are within my control and some parameters which are out of my control. Yes, what needs improvement? The fact that we need to self-explore our skills and set up our goals for a future-oriented objective, thereby working on it. Very good, Kiran. Thank you so much for that input. And that's exactly what is called as self-motivation. So I hope at the end of my today talk, I have generated an ambient environment for you to think, to ask questions, to seek answers of how to fill this gap. Yes, and be better people. I need to improve my achievement, motivation, controlling the condition, dedication towards my aim, cooking, and also, I think, study. Yes. As you can see from the answers, we can all see to each other because the chat is in the open forum. We can all see that there are certain things which are therapeutic. Yes, certain things which are therapeutic. I think somebody has mentioned here cooking. So for some people, cooking is therapeutic. For some people, okay, multitasking stresses you out. What isn't going well in my life right now? Everything. Okay, Shweta. So we will be definitely trying to help you out. Now, the whole purpose of this exercise was, Raja sir must be wondering what's happening, was to understand that where is it that you want to go, but are you really prepared? Are you really prepared? Because there are so many things that are missing right now. There are so many things that need improvement. There are so many things that are stressing you out. And there are so many things in your life which are not going correct right now. Now, with this kind of baggage, are you going to be able to achieve what you are aiming at? Will you be able to, reach your goal? And I'm sure the answer is no. The answer is no. If you have to reach somewhere, yes, then you have to say, my life is bountiful of the following. I am well equipped to handle language, vocabulary, and content. Even if the internet fails at this moment, please don't worry, I will join using my mobile phone. So I have kept a plan B ready. I have kept a plan C ready. And even if my slide deck fails, I have read through my slides that even without the slide deck, I will still be able to navigate through my talk. Okay. So we're trying to identify parameters of how to be well prepared if I have to reach somewhere. So my first set of questions, if you remember, was, what is it that you really want in your life? Then I asked you actually by these questions subtly, how prepared you are. But if you're getting stressed, if there is a lot of room for improvement, if there are a lot of things that are missing, if there are a lot of things that are not going well for you, do you think you're really well prepared to go ahead? Answer is no. Okay. Now, So I want you to choose, words that resonate with you. So list down words that resonate with you. What is resonate? You think of those and they make you feel good. So they're resonating with the feeling, they're resonating with your present frame of mind, and so on. Choose one that you know in your heart you really want to have. So I can say for many people, it's going to be self motivation. Go through each word on your list and ask yourself, why is this word a good choice for me? Yes, why this particular word is a good choice for me. Okay, and how will your life be shaped by this concept? So if I say that I'm content with where I am, I'm equipping myself by reading every day. Yes. So the word for me would be that I'm self-motivated. Yes. So I know where I'm going. I'm equipping myself every day by empowering myself, enhancing my skill set, and therefore I feel strong to go there. Yes, I feel strong to reach my goal or to achieve my goal. And also ensure, yes, that yes, choose a word that is relevant to more than one aspect of your life. Yes, let it represent more than one aspect of your life. Let it not just represent just one aspect. Let it represent a large number of, like for example, if I say, I spoke from work to relationships, correct? So if I say on the work front, I'm very happy because we don't have any stress. We define our targets very well. And through the week, we are guided by a very wonderful team, which ensures that we do not end up getting stressed for the work. Okay, we work very amicably. We act as facilitators for each other, and that is how we work. Okay, so that is what I wanted to raise the point here. That try and select a word here which is appropriate for you and which depicts more than one aspect of your life. So I will be sharing a few adjectives with you, but you are free to look for a word which can describe your present state of mind. Okay, and which will tell you that where you are presently placed. And I think I did that exercise of those questions for you to understand that where, you need to ask yourself these questions. The goal is not going to happen out of the blue. Yes, you have to set a target and you have to equip yourself to reach and achieve that particular target. Okay, so we will now proceed in, what is the importance of goals in life? Yes, what is the importance of goals in life? Why do this goal setting? What is the criteria for goal setting? How goals are different from dreams? What is it that demarcates both of them? How do you set a goal? How do you set a target? Yes. So when you're looking at a particular goal, let's start by defining what a goal is. I've used a very simple definition here. A goal is a desired result that a person plans and commits to achieve. A very, very simple definition. A desired result. A desired result for us to set up this workshop, to carry out, under the NAHEP project, different sets of, let's say, workshops or introductory lectures, so that we can, commit to achieve it. Fine. So that is a goal, a desired result that a person plans and commits to achieve. So what is goal setting then? Goal setting involves the development of an action plan. I told you, if you sit in a car and you want to reach somewhere, you cannot reach. You have to drive. Yes. So it demands an action plan that is designed to motivate and guide a person or group towards a goal. Now, I have also taken a group or a person towards a goal because many of us could be working, could be part of teams, we could be teachers. So we can't have an individual goal. We will have our own individual goal, plus we will have a team goal. That where does our department have to reach? Where does our team have to reach? Where is, where are we destined to reach as a part of our academic progression or in this project? Or in the given situation we are we conducting lectures? Are children happy? Did they understand anything? Did they come back and tell you that, sir, this lecture inspired me and I started reading more research papers, I started annotating data, I joined this group? So what were the outcomes? So sitting at home, if we are able to do that, then believe me, our goal setting was in the right direction. Okay, so a goal I have defined for you here in a very simple term. It is a desired result that a person plans and commits. See, nobody else is doing that for you. You are doing it for yourself. And this is what we call as DIY. Do it yourself. Yes, and that is what will make you a self-motivated person. Goal setting involves development of an action plan. If development sounds too complex, just say formulating, devising, writing down a plan of action or an action plan designed to motivate and guide a person or a group towards a goal. Can you see that person standing there in the picture? That picture has been put there for a purpose. Can you see that? He has a goal, which is an island, and he has to reach there. And to go there, can you see? He's building a path. He's got certain blocks and he's building that path. That building of path is called as goal setting. Only when you set a goal and you work towards it, then you are going to be able to achieve the goal. Okay. So the picture there has a very important meaning. Now, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into visible. So I want to do this. I want to do this. So your teacher will say, don't talk in the air. Write it down. Yes, what is the project? Sir, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. So sir will say, no, what is the specific objective? What is the particular problem statement you want to address? What did you see that motivated you to answer or ask this question? Yes, so that is the first step in turning something which was in your mind, which was invisible, to making it now visible in black and white or on paper. Okay, so goal setting is the first step. So you need to understand, first identify, understand your limitations, and then start with the goal setting as a process. So I said that invisible to visible. So what is invisible? So I had a dream. I saw myself. I want to become this. Quite hazy, isn't it? So a dream is a fantasy. It does not have boundaries. So I can have a dream of becoming the prime minister. Not a very realistic dream. Okay. A dream is a fantasy. It does not have boundaries, but a goal is clear and a vivid target that you want to achieve or attain. Yes. So it is a very, very clear. It is something that is very clear that you have a very vivid target that you want to aim to achieve or attain. A goal, a dream is a goal without legs. Most of the times people will say, "Na bina sir pair ka kya sochte ho?" Yes, without a head and a tail. So a dream is a goal without legs. Yes, and a goal is always accompanied with a plan. So here we are not saying legs, but the plan means it is going to be able to walk and become an achievement. Okay, so a dream is a goal which has, which is like a fantasy, whereas a goal is accompanied by a plan. Okay, so I hope you can see that. Okay, a dream can be the guiding passion of your life. Yes, the dream can be the guiding passion of your life, but a goal has an aim or an objective that you want to achieve. So a dream can be guiding you. I'm passionate about doing this. I'm passionate about doing that. Yes, a goal will have an aim or an objective that you want to achieve. Okay, so I hope we are on the right track. And if there are any doubts, if there is anything that you want to ask, you can use the chat window. And you have seen that we have interacted quite well till now, so it's going quite well. If there are any doubts, you are free to ask me for the same. So do we understand the difference between dream and a goal? Yes, one is completely, in your mind. It's a fantasy, whereas the other one is quite clear. It's quite attainable, but it has to be accompanied with a plan, and there is a definite objective that you aim or want to achieve. So goal setting is like shooting an arrow, isn't it? You may want to hit the target, but if you don't take action, shooting the arrow may only end up that you have a dream. Yes, it will take you nowhere. It will not take you anywhere. Yes, so that is why it is very important. Yes, that the main difference between a dream and a goal is action. The main difference between a dream and a goal is action. Okay, so Dream versus goal. Are we clear in this? The difference between a dream and a goal is action. I'm going very slowly because I want you to take some time to interact, to, dish out your doubts, which we will definitely be discussing. Okay. So what is the difference between a dream and a goal is obviously action. Now, why setting of goal? Why do you need to set a goal? Why is it important for us to set a goal? It gives you a long-term vision and a short-term vision. Where do I see myself in the long term versus where do I see myself in the short term? It focuses your acquisition of knowledge and helps you to organize your time and your resources. Yes, that is very important, to organize your time and your resources so that you can make the most of your life. It allows you to measure the progress because you always have, some benchmark or point to compare with. How does it help? It helps you achieve your highest potential. Okay. Most of the times we end up using our, our brain not optimally. We use it only up to, let's say, about 10%, 25%. So it helps you achieve your highest pedestal. Okay. So setting of goals is important because it gives you long-term and short-term vision. It allows you to focus and it allows you to organize your time and resources so that you make the most of your life. Now, a goal without a plan is a wish. So that's why I said that you need to have a goal statement, and that is why goal setting became a very important point. So a goal without a plan. So the difference between a dream and a goal is action. Yes, it's when you're going to be taking action, it becomes a goal. Otherwise, it just remains a wish or a dream. So what is the process of setting goals? The process of setting goals is based on 3 steps. Yes, deciding what you want to accomplish. What is it that you want? Second, devising a plan to work with. How are you going to be reaching that goal? How are you going to be making that achievement is what you need to know. Third, working on the plan to achieve the result you desire. Okay, so setting up of the goal takes place in 3 steps. Deciding on what you want to accomplish, devising a plan to work with, and working on the plan to achieve the result you desire. Now, this is the process which is going to be, what we carry out when we're setting up a goal. Why are goals important? Yes, are goals important? Do you think goals are important? Yes, from your answers, I could guess. You took a 3-4 minute thinking time and then you immediately started dishing out your, your queries. You started answering my questions. Why are goals important? Because when you have goals, they provide you a direction. They provide you a sense of accomplishment and they define your growth and development. So now let me take this with an example where goals help you define roadmaps. Goals help you give recipes. Yes. So I had to travel to Pasighat. So I didn't know where Pasighat was. I did not know what are the colleges in Pasighat. I did not know how to reach Pasighat. So I traveled by car from Itanagar to Pasighat. So what I'm trying to tell you is goals give you a direction. Yes, that I need to conduct full scope workshops in Pasighat. So I had to identify how to travel. I had to identify, how to reach Pasighat, how to navigate, with whom to talk, get requisite permissions, get my travel documents. But after conducting the workshop, I'm sure Raja sir will agree that there was also a strike during that time and we had to conduct the workshops in the guest house. So we had undergraduate students who came to the guest house. We did sections, we saw under the full scope, and we were engaged for the full day from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So obviously at the end of the day, there was a sense of achievement for me that so many undergraduate students had come and participated in the workshop. So many students actually were able to handle the full scope. So many students saw, a lot of infectious agents and they compared their pictures with that of the confocal microscopy, and they said, wow, it's amazing how nicely we have got these images. So goals provide you a sense of accomplishment. They definitely give you a direction. So could you see through my example that my road, my just simple activity of traveling to Pasighat for a workshop gave me a direction. It gave me a sense of accomplishment that yes, I was able to achieve. I was able to carry out twinning with the Northeast region. I could reach out to so many students in the Northeast region. Yes, and it helped me in growth and development. So if Raja sir had not seen my fold scope workshops, he would not have trusted my candidature. He would not have known what is my core research work. So that is how it helps you define growth and development. Yes, it helps you define growth and development. What about recipes? So typically a goal helps you give roadmaps or recipes. Recipes meaning what is required to carry out these processes so that you can have a sense of accomplishment, you can have a sense of growth and development, and you actually grow both as a person and in your own profession. So that is why go through life without goals? Yes, now goals are your roadmap for a successful education and life. Okay, now what is the importance of setting goals? The importance is that it helps you to convert ideas into doable milestones. Yes, I have this idea, I want to do this, I want to achieve this. So it helps you to convert ideas into things that are done, into doable milestones. Okay, it helps you have control on the direction of your life. Where are you going? So if I did a twinning with the Northeast region, I knew that I now know so many universities. I know so many colleges. I know so many faculty. I know the dean and the vice chancellors. Now this is going to help me to build a bridge and reach out to students for any other activity which I'm involved with, whether it is a project, or whether it is some other government initiative, or whether it is the teaching learning process. So I'm now able to understand that I have got a control on the direction of your own life. It helps you concentrate and use your time more effectively. So I know that this is where I want to twin my project. This is where I want to take the information from. I know that biodiversity hotspot is the Northeast region. What if I could help the local youth to generate employment for themselves? What if we could do projects for them? What if we could generate employment opportunities? So it helps me focus and use my time more effectively. Instead of doing 200 things, I'm doing few things, but I'm doing full justice to those things. And obviously, because of this direction that I have taken, it helps me become a more positive person. Why becomes a more positive person? Because I'm looking forward to collaborate. I'm looking forward to associate. I'm looking forward to reach out to you. Okay. So that is why setting goals enables you to convert ideas into doable milestones, to have control on the direction of your life, to concentrate and use your time more effectively. And obviously, if you are doing what you are doing that makes you happy at the end of each day, then believe me, you are not working for a single day. So that helps you in remaining positive, because every day, whatever work you're doing is helping you get happy, is making you give you a sense of accomplishment. Okay, so that helps you giving. That's the importance of setting goals. So when you are setting a goal, clearly define the challenge facing you. And that is why I made you answer those questions, that what issue, problem, or desire you are trying to change or achieve. Yes. Now I'm going to give you examples of misguided challenges. So I got low grade in the exams because the teacher didn't complete the syllabus. Is that a good excuse? No. You have to accept that there was lack of effort on your part. Yes, many a times the paper may come out of the syllabus. But did you not do any general reading? Did the teacher not ask you, please do general reading, read these research papers, read this article from this particular book? Did you try and read it? Yes. So that is why it is very important that you understand what is the issue, problem, or desire you are trying to change or achieve. That is why if you saw in the beginning of my lecture, I asked you those questions to be answered. I'm bored. Now, I'm bored is a very common thing that most people would say. Yes? Are you understanding that you're watching too much TV and it's getting very repetitive? It is not exciting your brain anymore. Versus, have you joined a club or an organization? Yes? Have you joined a club or an organization? Which means in this pandemic time, I can't do it. But sitting at home, I could have learned a foreign language. Sitting at home, I could have attended some data science webinars as to what is data science, what is what is all this domain about, data wrangling, data mining, what are the different domains that are available, what is new that is happening in the science and technology domain. If not anything, what is artificial intelligence? There could be many things that my mind wants to ask a question. Yes, did I try exploring? Did I try reading articles on them? Did I try, getting more information on those? No, correct? So I need to understand that when I am saying something, I'm bored. Yes, I'm bored because I'm doing something repetitively. I'm not doing something that is exciting me. So that is why when you are setting a goal, it is very important that you clearly define the challenge that you are facing. Sorry. What are the tips that are there for setting goals? Yes, we'll go one by one because this is very important for us to understand. Thank you. It is still a bottle. Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to have some water because it's going to be a 2-hour lecture. So I'm just keeping with your kind permission. Yeah, thank you. So choose the goals that are worthwhile. Okay? Choose the goals that are worthwhile. Please don't dream. This is not fantasy. We are real time setting goals for our own self. Opt for goals that are achievable. Yes? Opt for goals that are achievable. Make your goals very, very specific. Now, what is the meaning of specific? We will come to that when we do in SMART targets. Yes, SMART targets. So I'll give you an example. So I want to lose some weight. Fine. I'm giving you a statement A. I want to lose some weight. Now I'm giving you a statement B, and you have to identify and tell me which was a SMART target. Okay. I want to lose 1 kg weight in the next 45 days. I want to lose 1 to 2 kgs weight in the next 45 days. Between statement A and statement B, what do you think? Which is a better option? Which is a better option? Yes, I have kept my chat window open because I know you're going to be interacting with me. Oh, fantastic. Option B. Why do you think option B? It's a SMART target. I know that if I say that within 1 week I want to lose weight, or I want to lose weight, that is so open-ended. How much weight do I want to lose? Yes. And what is the time period? So the goal has to be worthwhile, it has to be achievable, and it has to be specific. So if I say over the next few months, I want to learn a new language, I want to learn a new skill, I want to better my vocabulary. Yes. So I knew कि March में pandemic चालू हुआ and March में lockdown था. So March से आते आते August हो गया है, right? Few months have gone, right? So I now know that at least for the next few months, a month or so, things are not going to improve the way they are going, although we are bettering our own ratio. So have I set a target for the next 1 month or for the next 3 months or a quarter? Okay, so that is very important. Is my target measurable? Yes, my target was measurable. I want to lose 1 kg weight in 45 days. So specific, measurable. So it's definitely a SMART target. Achievable. A is for achievable. Okay. Be committed to your goals. Now, what is the meaning of be committed to your goals? Let's take my goal. I want to lose weight. So I can't be sitting whole time watching TV and then assuming that I'm going to lose weight. I can't go out for walking, but I can definitely do some walking at home. I can definitely do some workout at home. I can definitely do many Parvatasan, Surya Namaskars at home, which is worth, worth setting a target. So today I do 10 Surya Namaskars, tomorrow I do 20, day after I do 30, and I keep increasing the number of Surya Namaskars I'm able to do till I reach 50, and then I'm able to do 50 each day, which means what happened? What happened? I was committed to my goal. So I kept on increasing my benchmark. Prioritize your goals. So today morning I couldn't get up. So I couldn't do the Surya Namaskar. I couldn't do my workout. Doesn't matter. Evening 6 o'clock I will do it. I can go to my balcony and do it. I can go to my home terrace and do it. Yes. So I have to prioritize my goal. And I have to say that fine, today morning I had a lot of work. So I will be doing it today evening. Set deadlines to accomplish your goals. Set deadlines. So you can't say, okay, we'll be done. We will be seeing. No. In the next 1 month, max to max, in the next 3 months, I must have this done. This should go from my desk. I should have been able to do the following things on this particular goal that I have set. Evaluate your goals. Evaluate. This is what I wanted to achieve. Yes. Have I been able to achieve that? Evaluate. How much percentage was I able to do? I was able to do, okay, so let's take the example of my Surya Namaskars. I was able to do 20, that I moved from 10 to 20, which I would say is fantastic. I moved from 20 to 30, and I would say that is also amazing. So evaluate your goals. How far are you going? What is your percentage of accomplishment that you're going? And reward yourself for accomplishment. What is reward yourself for accomplishment? Don't be harsh on yourself. Yes, the moment you accomplish the moment you accomplish something. So I had set a target that I will finish a questionnaire by the end of this week. Yes, so I finished that. I finished the questionnaire, but I forgot to embed that link. Only that link is pending. But at least my target of finishing that questionnaire was done, but I couldn't embed it in that link, and so I couldn't send it to my back office. Okay, so that kind of rewarding yourself for accomplishment, that is very, very important, because all of you identified there and said self-motivation, self-driven. Yes, so it's very important that you pat yourself and say that, okay, I have achieved this, and that is where I am going, and this is how I am going there. So goals should be worthwhile, they should be achievable, specific, be committed to your goals, prioritize your goals, set a deadline, evaluate them, and reward yourself for accomplishment. Yes, it's very important to write down your goal and know the steps and the target date, which I did with my example. I gave you a SMART target that I want to lose some weight. And I also gave you the period of, when and over a period of how much time I want to do that. Yes. Now, use a lot of, use the positive and action-oriented words. I can, I will in your goal statement. So when you are defining your goal statement, yes, use a lot of action-oriented words, that I'm going to do this. I'm going to get up at 7 every day, do some exercise, attend my lectures, and then I may probably take a nap in the afternoon for 10 minutes. I'm going to still be doing some exercises or workouts at home. I am, I will, I can. So when you define your goal statement, it's important that you write down your goal statement with your action steps. Yes, that what is it that you're going to be doing to achieve your goal that you have identified. Read your goal every day. It's important for you to remind yourself that this is what I wanted to do. Oh, okay. Am I doing it? Okay. Over the weekend, I didn't do it. I had too many things to attend. No problem. No problem. But this is my target. This is my goal. I have to reach there. Yes. And stretch your abilities. Stretch your abilities. So last night I wanted to make, my slide deck better. I wanted to get more slides onto it. I wanted some more exercises in it. So you know what I did? I had set a goal that by 1:30 I will be done. And believe me, you can ask your sir, Raja sir, at 1:30 I sent him my slide deck. Yes. So I stretched my ability. It was Sunday. There was a lot of work at home, but still I wanted to improvise my slide deck. And that's exactly what I did. So when you stretch your ability, what happens? You know that when you stretch your ability, you can perform even better. So that's more like a reassuring fact for your own self. Okay. So have we been able to kind of identify goal setting? Yes. What do we need for goal setting? What are the tips we need for goal setting? And the slide deck, I have shared it with sir. So if there's anything in particular that you need, you can just ask him. He will do the needful for you. Okay. But your goal statement has to be very strong. It has to be supported by an action plan. And please use a lot of positive and action-oriented words in it. Ask yourself the 4 key questions. Yes, establish your goals by asking yourself, why do I want to do it? So define your challenge. What do I want? That is your goal. How will I get it? That is your specific action plan. Yes, and obviously the target date. When do I want it? So you must be wondering, oh, ma'am has given a lecture, we have to set a goal. How do we do it? So like you do a SWOT analysis, write down these 4 points. Write down the questions. What's the challenge? What do I want to do? Find the answer. What's the goal? What do I want? Yes, what do I want from this? That's your second. Third, how do I reach there? That's your action plan or your specific action plan. And fourth, by when? By when? I want to lose weight? No, I want to lose weight in 45 days time, right? So answer these 4 questions so that your goal statement falls in line and has covered all the 4 domains, okay? Or the key questions is what we call them, okay? Now, goals can also be short-term goals and long-term goals. So short-term goal is something you want to do in the near future. Now, this could mean whether you want to do it in, say, this month, this week, today. So my goal for today is going to be that, oh, I didn't have a goal till now. So now I better have a goal. Yes, so now I better have a goal. So that is my short-term goal today. A short-term goal is something you want to accomplish soon. Yes, in the near future, immediately. Okay, something that you want to achieve soon. In the long-term goal is something that is going to take a long time to achieve. Yes, the long-term goal is going to take long time to achieve. So when you're setting a goal, again, there are 2 types of goals, namely a short-term goal or a long-term goal. So define for yourself. This is a short-term goal. After anyway 2 months, college is going to start, or we may have some evaluations or some exams. So my goal is limited only to this period, and I'm not going to be extending it beyond that. Okay. So define your goals, whether it is falling in the category of short-term goal or a long-term goal. If you're only able to tabulate a short-term goal, let me suggest that please also devise a long-term goal. It is in your own interest to have a long-term goal, because that will constantly tell you that, okay, short-term goal I was able to achieve. So what are we going to tell ourselves? Pat on the back, sense of accomplishment. So if I'm able to achieve a short-term goal, means my goal setting is good, it is well in process, and I'm able to set a target and achieve that. Okay. So set a long-term goal. Okay. Now, we've been talking about this, isn't it? Let's set a SMART goal. Have a SMART target. Yes, we did understand that with the example that I gave you, that S stands for specific. Yes, M stands for measurable. So I'm going to do well in my exam. Do you think this is a SMART target? I'm going to do well in my exam. This is a SMART target? I don't think so. Yes, what would be a better SMART target? That I don't know what my grades are going to come, but I'm definitely going to better my language for writing an answer. I'm definitely going to improve my vocabulary. Yes, to write my assignments. So specific and measurable. And suddenly your teacher is going to say, oh, I can see you're posing very good questions, which means that you're reading a lot, which means that the path that you are on, the action you're taking is getting a sense of accomplishment. Okay. It should be achievable. So I'm going to learn French in 1 week. You think it's achievable? Yes, maybe if you're an expert in linguistics where you can pick up languages very fast. But otherwise, I would think that it has to be very achievable. It has to be realistic. So now whatever goal you're setting, you have to understand that you better make it possible within the framework of your house, because you are not going to be able to go out to the extent to achieve that goal. So that goal should be achievable now within the limited confines of your house or your room or wherever you are staying, yes, or wherever you are put up. Within that limited frame of mind, within that limited frame, your goal has to be achievable and it has to be timely. So I will be doing gardening from tomorrow. I will be doing this from day after. Yes, speculation. That is only speculation, dreaming or wishing that I am going to do it. I will try to do it. No, I'm going to start this today. I'm going to do this post this session. Okay. So that kind of timeliness has to be there. And there always has to be a sense of commitment. Okay. So today morning I was asked for something and I told that person that I'm a little sorry because I have a 2-hour session. But after 12:30, I have a meeting. So I will be able to respond to you between 2 and 4. Okay. So the person knows that this person is engaged and definitely by 4 o'clock, this person is going to do the needful. Okay. So I have not given him a big assurance that no, sir, it will be done. I have measured what I can achieve. I have measured what I can do. And I have been very realistic in my estimation and very timely in giving a sense of commitment for that. Okay. So how to set goals? Okay, so here is a stepwise procedure that I'm giving you. Identify your goals, set your objectives, list your obstacles. Now, at any point here, you are not going to find a hindrance. Why? Because you have already answered those questions. You have already answered those questions. I will keep those slides to show you towards the end also. So that will help you set up your goals. So identify your goals, set your objectives, list your obstacles. What is going to be a hurdle? What is going to be a hindrance? Yes. Develop a plan. Yes. Identify people. What are the skill sets that you will need? Develop a plan. And then list the benefits of what is going to happen when you have set this goal. Yes, I'm going through this again. Although I have shown a staircase that goes up, I have shown a proper chart here or a flow chart here for you to understand. So you need to first identify your goals. You need to set your objectives. List what are your limitations or identify your strength, whichever is more doable. Identify people who are going to be able to help you, whether it is a session, whether it is a core skill that you want to go ahead with. Then list down the skills that you want, develop a plan, action has to be taken, right? And list the benefits. List the benefits of the same, okay? And the 5 principles of successful goal setting is what I'm going to leave you with at the end of this particular set of slides, which are on goal setting. Is first is your attachment to your goal. Yes, what is your sense of commitment? How much is your attachment to the goal? How passionately do you want to achieve it? Only then you're going to be motivated to devise an action plan and work on it. Second, clarity. Clarity means the specificity of the goal. Yes, the specificity, non-specific targets. No, you remember my first slide also had this target. And almost my last slide on the slide deck is also having that as a target. So that is clarity. Third, what are the degrees of the goal's difficulty? Yes, what is the challenge? What is the challenge there? If there is no challenge, there is no life, right? If there is no challenge, there is, believe me, no life. So you have to understand what is the degree of the goal's difficulty. And that should help you to tell you this is the challenge which you have to achieve and you have to gather yourself and move towards it. The degree of the goal's demands. How complex is it? Is it just simple as learning a language? Or is it something that you have to learn new terms? Is it something that you have to, you're giving tasks at the end of the session where for learning even a particular language, they want you to write 10 sentences in that language every day. So what is the complexity? What is the degree of the goal's demands? And presence of progress reporting. So, okay, feedback. Yes, that I did so much. And I think that by now I can, actually say that, okay, this much is achievable. And I can actually now speak 2 sentences in this particular language for which I have enrolled. Or I actually know what is data mining and data wrangling. I have been able to define them. And you know what Google does? Google uses artificial intelligence. So I have been able to understand what is artificial intelligence and where and how it is applied. Okay. So the 5 principles of successful goal setting are: 1, a sense of commitment; 2, clarity; 3, challenge; 4, complexity; and 5 is feedback. Okay. So these are the principles of goal setting. We discussed in detail of how you need to go through the goal setting procedure, what are the challenges, and of course, we are still going to understand that this is your life. These are your goals. So the action is going to come from your own self. Yes. So a goal, I'm summarizing it as a dream with action steps and a target date, is what is going to make the goal, or is going to make you a winner. Yes. So goal setting. And at the end of it, I want to say, stop sleepwalking through your life. Be deliberate, set goals, make a plan, and take action. And I'm repeating this: action nobody else is going to take, but action is going to be taken by your own self. Yes. So set your goals, make a plan, and take action. Okay. On that note, we will proceed. My next, attribute that I'm going to be touching about is going to be about critical thinking, of how students can think out of the box. Yes, think differently, or put it in pedagogy way, we say higher order thinking. Yes, we call it higher order thinking. So when Rajesh sir said, and we discussed this, I was wondering why there was a need for us to do this. Why do we want students to have a higher order thinking? Why the teacher keeps telling in class, why don't you all talk? Why don't you all ask me questions? How much am I going to talk alone? Yes, but did you see, I devised a very good mechanism. I asked you questions and I got you talking. And even now I'm going to make you do a few exercises, which is going to be very, very entertaining. So I hope all of you are going to be ready in 5 minutes to put your videos on, because I'm going to make you do an exercise. Okay. So I will tell you that to do, so don't worry. Now, why is there a need for us to have a higher order thinking? Yes, you can see we're in the 21st century. Yes, all our acts are outcome based. Yes, they are research driven. There is active learning. So when probably I did my MSc, we didn't have projects. Yes, there is active learning. The student is doing a project, and from that he is learning himself. All our programs are now student centered. Yes, you saw Raja sir also speaking, your Dean sir also saying that for the students, we want to have certain engagements. We want students to benefit. So all activities are student centric. It's an integrated curriculum. What is integrated? You have a project, you have field visits, you have practicals, you have theory. And in the meantime, teacher also tells you, we are doing an outreach in that village. You have to come for the outreach. So you go in the outreach and you also do some activities under your NSS, your NCC, or other wings that you may have. Yes, there are multiple forms of assessment. So you can't say I'm going to by heart and give it in the paper. I have to think. I have to think differently. What if teacher says, this is an open book question, answer these questions, answer the following questions. So you have to be prepared. And that is why you have to have a different or a higher order of thinking. Can you see there is multimedia now? Yes, which we didn't have. So we only had books, or we only had the chalk and board method. But now you can have animations, you can have interactive movies, you can have movies where you can actually get your students to start appearing in the movie and things like that. So a lot of evaluation, a lot of content is driven by multimedia. And of course, collaboration. Yes, because there is a need for us to collaborate. So I cannot say I'm taking a class, I will devise the experiment, I will do this. No, Raja sir will actually take help, or I will actually take help of my backend team, which is my outreach team. They will ensure that I'm given the permission to conduct a session in Pasighat. They will ensure that I'm allowed to take a quiz online. They will ensure that I'm allowed to show the following in my slide deck. Yes. So you have to understand that there has to be a team effort. There is no me, but there is now a we. W-E. From M-E, me, it has become W-E, we, all of us together. Yes. So from an old school, which was time-based, textbook driven, had a lot of passive learning, was teacher centered. Everything the teacher knows. But today, honestly, in my class, my students say, ma'am, yesterday only I read one article on cholesterol being like this. So it is much more active learning. And that time we had only fragmented curriculum. For 20 years, we were isolating starch from potato. And industry had stopped that long ago. So you have to understand that the time has changed. We had only printed assessments because we had never seen a mobile phone, forget a computer. Nobody had a computer. Yes. And we were all in isolation. There were no phones also to connect us. So I was studying in my house, somebody else is studying in their house. So we had no other choice but to look at our own books, study, and get the better of it. Okay. And there was a lot of emphasis on facts and memorization. But today, if you have an idea, you can convert it into an app or into an opportunity, and that will have a lot of mileage. Okay. So education is not learning of facts, but it is about training the mind to think. And that is why we are saying critical thinking or higher order thinking is what we are beginning with. Okay. So this is not something that I'm postulating or somebody in the 21st century has postulated. This is something that Albert Einstein had stated, that education is not just learning facts, but it's about training the mind. So way back, 100 years back, also somebody knew that you need to train your mind to learn better, to adapt, to inculcate new habits, to learn new skills and become a better individual, researcher or scientist. Why is it needed? Obviously, because these are 21st century skills. And to remain competitive in a challenging job market, student needs all these. Yes. And what are they? So I have labeled it as a very simple slide. And I've said 4 C's. What are the 4 C's? Critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. Correct? Critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. The 4 C's. Now, why am I using these? Why am I using this terminology? Because tomorrow you will go and tell your friend that, look, I know what are the 21st century skills. And you know what you're going to say? You're going to say we need 4 C's, IMT, and flips. And all your friends are going to wonder, what are these 4 C's? What is IMT? What is flips? But what did I do by using this mnemonic? I was able to enthuse you. I was able to get you to learn these very quickly. 4 C is easier to remember? Yes. IMT is very easy to remember, and flips. IMT stands for information, media, and technology. And flips is the first word, flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and of course, being a part of the social, network, being a part of a system where you reach out to everybody, share information, and help everybody grow together. Are you understanding this? So that is why there is a need for us to develop a higher order thinking, or yes. Okay, how can we get inspired? I'm going to answer your questions in the chat window. Please don't worry, I have kept it open. Ritika, don't worry, I'm going to answer. Okay, so have you got my point? 4 C's, IMT, and flips. And that is why, to be a part of this competitive world, instead of getting bogged down and saying that, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this, let's say, don't worry, I'm constantly evolving. And as somebody rightly said in the chat window, I want to be a better version of myself. Yes. So that is why there is a need for us to have a higher order thinking. Okay. So what is this critical thinking? Yes, a lot of people think that if you use hi-fi words, if you use jargon, you're kind of very well read. You're taken very seriously. Now, when a medical doctor recommends a surgery, how do you evaluate the advice? Let us go through each of these questions. How do you evaluate the advice? So somebody has been recommended a surgery. How do we evaluate the advice? We take a second opinion, right? We take a second opinion. Next, when we observe a class session by a teacher, how do you evaluate the quality of the teacher? What do? You take a feedback. You take a feedback of the teacher. Yes, and you don't ask how nice the teacher was looking, but you ask specific questions. How was the board work? Was there continuity from the last lecture? Yes, was the teacher able to answer your questions? Was the teacher well read? Do you have any suggestions for the English vocabulary? What was the speed in which the class was conducted? Okay. How do we evaluate the quality of a book? Well, obviously you read it and then you kind of make a comment. How do we decide whom to vote for? Isn't it very critical? We evaluate that has this person worked hard? Has this person facilitated various things in the constituency? Has he combated the COVID situation well? Or did he just run away? Did he just keep quiet and sat in his house and didn't help the local administration? Yes. So you definitely have your rational thinking which you are using. Whether to propose to someone or accept a marriage proposal, isn't it? You think rationally. Should I say yes? Should I say? Which brand of chai patti to buy? Which brand of tea to buy? So you ask yourself, right? Am I going to have milk without tea? Am I going to have tea without milk? Right? So whether what kind of tea I'm going to have will help me decide what kind of tea I want to buy. Am I going to brew it longer? Do I want a tea which is, flavored? Do I want a tea which is with antioxidants and so on? Okay. So that's how I'm going to be actually defining it. Okay. Whether to believe what a teacher or textbook says, and the answer to each one of these questions, yes, involves thinking critically. Because what you're doing at that point, you're thinking, should I buy this? If I'm buying this, why am I buying this? Because I need the tea for this purpose. Okay. So at that moment, I am actually making a conscious choice. So at that time, you are critically thinking. So don't worry, this is not something which is an exceptional skill set that dawns upon only your teachers or mentors or the person who's a topper in the university. All of us have this skill set, but we don't nurture it enough or we don't encourage that kind of thinking to become critical thinkers. Otherwise, it would be good because we're using our rational sense to actually carry out this kind of a question. Okay. So what is critical thinking? Yes, the ability to understand this. Yes, while most people have assumptions that critical thinking means typically or a negative way of thinking. Are this fellow thinks very critically. He will always find something negative in this. He will always say this is like this. That is not critical thinking. Yes, critical thinking basically means that you are making clear and a reasoned judgment. Yes, you are making a clear and a reasoned judgment. So it is the ability to understand things. It is questioning the probable result of action. So what will happen if I do this? What will happen if I do the other way? It is the evaluation of the things that you study and you hear around you. It is the ability to analyze the way you think. Yes, it is to present proofs of the ideas that you have, seeking evidence instead of accepting personal opinions. So, I think that high temperature is going to inactivate the COVID virus. What happened? It was a myth, right? So, accepting evidence versus personal opinions, identifying false information beyond superficial data that has been provided to you. Okay. So the following attributes actually help you, to devise a mechanism by which you can critically think. And if you look at this, these are very, very simple attributes that I've listed. Very simple attributes. Yes. That look for evidence, always be able to evaluate false information, analyze whatever you're doing. Yes. Questioning the probable action of your result of your action. What if I do this? What will happen if I do this? Okay. So what is critical thinking? Critical thinking is nothing but a set of mental processes, yes, that we go through when we evaluate the merit of something. What is the merit now? You may say, okay, again, one big word ma'am has used, but I told you whenever I use a big word, I will clarify it. Merit means the truth of a statement. Yes, the usefulness of a product or process, the moral rightness or wrongness of an action often practiced, the effectiveness and efficiency of a policy, the beauty of a work of art, or the significance of an event. Okay. So a mental process that we go through in evaluating the merit of something, which could be following, either the truth of a statement, the usefulness, the moral rightness or wrongness, effectiveness, beauty of an artwork, yes, or the significance of an event. Why is it important to think critically? Yes, so many people think to learn is to think. Yes, to learn is to think. So if you are thinking poorly, what is happening? I'm trying to draw a correlation here. If you are thinking poorly, then you are learning poorly, isn't it? So to think well means to learn well. Now, all content to be learned should be well constructed. Memorizing is not learning, my dear friends. We may have been doing it till now, but we may have certain teachers who may have motivated us to really excel in the topics we are doing. Yes. So memorizing is not learning, but all content should be, to be learned should be very, very well constructed. Okay. So if you are memorizing something, then you're not going to be able to think critically. To think critically, you will need to, look at attributes, look at merit of statements, think rationally, and so on. Now, students view problems from all perspectives. So when you think critically, what is happening? Can you see the confusion in the mind of this individual? And what is the difference between the two pictures? Can you tell me? Yes, most of you would say this is sorted, set hai, isn't it? It's sorted. Why? Because from a confused meshwork here, there is a nice structural framework in which the thoughts are being assimilated. So students should view problems from all perspectives and gain a greater understanding of the truth. The result will be a more effective learning and also, yes, and also a more productive living. Okay, so can you see that picture that I've used? I'm not going to give you a lot of jargon. I'm giving you pictures so that it can help you sort out things in the way you are looking at life and also factual data. Now, learning demands strengths in your thinking skills. Learning requires the interpretation and integration of new knowledge. Now, can you see? I have put a lot of things here. Reasoning, evidence, logic, rational, inquiry. Yes. So whenever you are engaging in these kind of activities, your end result is a higher order thinking or critical thinking. And then you have a practical and appropriate application. Now, this is especially necessary when you are encountering novel situations, problem conditions, and innovative opportunities. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make you do an exercise. So you all have a pen and paper ready? Yes, everybody, you have a pen and paper ready? Now, I have listed out a task for you. The time for this task is 3 minutes and the chat window is open. Okay? I'm not going to say anything. You have to do this activity and finish it in 3 minutes. And if you finish it earlier, please don't write the answer. Just raise your hand. And I know you know how to raise your hand in the chat window. You know I will be able to see how many people have raised their hands. So 3 minutes and your time starts now. Okay?
Madam, sorry for the interruption. So 20 minutes is the discussion time. 90 minutes is lecture time. 20 minutes is for students discussion time.
11:40.
20 minutes.
Yeah, 11:40. No worries, sir. Yeah, I put myself in that
sure.
only. Yeah.
Sure.
11:40, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can also do this exercise. It's quite interesting. Okay, students, I hope you are doing this exercise, everybody. So 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, I'm going to take a call on this. Yes, and if you want, you can actually put your audio and video on. Okay, so those of you who are doing this, I want to see you doing this activity. It's going to be very, very interesting. And Raja sir, I hope you're taking photographs. So it's really going to be a very interesting take here.
Madam, you can disable the screen so that I can gallery view. We can view what they are doing it. You wait for a minute, madam. Yeah,
Okay.
later on.
Yeah. Yes, is there anybody who has finished? Yes, Basudev, you have finished? Very good, very good. Yes, another minute to go. So we're going to have a lot of discussion in the chat window on this, huh? Okay, I can see some more people in the chat. Yes, you have to, I have kept an exercise here which has to be done in 10 minutes. The self instructions are given. Adil, you need to do this exercise. Yes, Sandeep, are you also done? Sandeep, you have also finished? Sandeep Satua, can you just raise your hand if you're done? All those who are done, please raise your hand because I can see that in my chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. My screen is having the exercise, Adil. You need to 6 participants. Fantastic. Fantastic. The exercise is on the screen, Adil.
Madam, I would like to see their preference. Can you stop slide sharing and we will open up gallery. We can ask them.
Yeah, no
to
problem.
show what have.
Yeah. I paused my share, sir. Yeah, you can.
It is not exited, madam.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah. Okay, I have said stop sharing, but
Stop sharing. That's all. Then
yeah,
it will come back to
yeah. In my screen, it is showing resume share. So I think if you just say 1 second. Okay, 9 participants, 10 participants. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Okay, so we're going to stop the exercise here, and can I have Buddhadev, who was the first person who finished this? Who was the first person who finished this? 11 participants raised their hand. Okay, fantastic.
Madam, I couldn't see that their performance. Still, your slide view is there for me.
Yes,
The
I'm
questions.
just not able to do it because I have stopped my share. I have stopped my share. See, if I say, I have stopped the share. Okay, can you is
Okay.
stop now?
Now it has come. Now it has. Yeah. All the
Okay, okay, sorry, sir.
participants, can you start the
Can you please
video?
put on
And
your
I want to take the
cameras,
picture.
everybody? Can you all put on your cameras?
Start your video and show your performance.
Yes, I want to see what you have written on the paper. What all you have written on the paper? Please put on your cameras.
That's why.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm taking a
Fantastic,
screenshot.
Jenny. Fantastic. What have you written? What have you written, Jenny? Your name. Your name. Yes. Yes. Anybody else? Anybody else? No shying. No shying. Whatever you have done, I want to see it. I want to see it. Very good. Very good, Ritika. Very good. Very good. Fantastic. Fantastic. Very nice. Very nice. Yes, few more. Come on, come on. I know a lot of you have made the mistake. And you know what the mistake is. You're all smiling. You're all smiling. Fantastic. Fantastic. See, sir, their smile is going to tell you the story. Huh? What is the mistake? Their smile is going to tell you the story. Yes, few more participants, those who had raised your hand. I want to see the paper. Doesn't matter, bacha. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to learn from this. And we wanted to see your faces because that feeling of, what we are going through, it's very important for us to interact. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Sir, please take a photo so we can put it on Facebook and, have a really good. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. So a lot of people have finished this exercise. Jenny, Shalu, thank you so much for putting on your screen. Shalu, आपका पेपर दिखाइए आपने क्या किया वो एक्सरसाइज में. What did you do? Very good, Shalu. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, bachas. Thank you so much. That means it's so reassuring. So reassuring. Fantastic, beta. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, my dears. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you, Sachin. Okay. So we are going back to our, exercise. What was the exercise? Can somebody tell me what was the exercise? The exercise was, can you see? Follow instructions. What was the first instruction, if I may ask you? Read all that follows before doing anything. Read all that follows before doing anything. If you had read this properly, I hope you can all see my screen. Yes? Yes, you can see my screen. Everybody? Yes. I have no question. Okay. If you had read this full thing, can you see last number 20? Now that you have finished reading carefully, do only those things that are there in the sentences numbered 1 and 2, which meant write your name in the upper right hand corner of this page. Did you see where you went wrong? Did you see where you went wrong? Yes, you just ran. You just ran through it. What should you have done? You should have read entire thing and then you should have carried ahead. Yes, Jenny, Ritika, Adil, Sachin, Shalu, all of you, I may not be able to take all your names, but did you understand what happened? It is clearly telling you read the full thing. And in the end, it says after reading it, only write your name. Correct? But did you not do yes, yes, put a circle, ha, ha? Did you not do the entire exercise? Yes. Okay. So moving ahead from here, one of the goals in science education, yes, is that, you only tell students how to answer questions in a classroom. The focus is associated more on memorizing and less on thinking. Yes. So that exercise, I wanted to help you to understand, to think. आगे से कभी गलती मत करना, ऐसे don't make that mistake. Yes, I wanted you to think that you are a follower. You are not a leader. You are not thinking for your own self. You're not thinking, you're not using this part of your brain. Okay? Moving ahead, there are different learning styles. Yes, because we are all different learners. Some people can learn solitary, some people social, some people are better verbal learners, oral learners, visual learners, and so on. Okay. Now, why is it essential for us to do critical thinking? It's because it betters to express our ideas. It improves the flexibility of students. It ensures their decisions based on facts and logic. The education is less passive. Can you see, even for this lecture, I was wondering how to get your faces, how to get you interactive. I told you I slept at 1:30, but I ensured that I got this downloaded. I put it in my slide deck, and it ensured that you could take home message from me. Okay, I'm sure this is done by somebody else. I'm sharing due credit with them. But so students are more prepared for their jobs. Now, many of the jobs don't exist. When I was preparing to be a teacher, I never knew I would have to do online teaching. So I never knew I would have to do this. And it makes you more adaptable to changes. Okay. So I'm not doing that exercise, but I want you to take you through this exercise that when I show you a plate of food like this, yes, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Yes, I know it is lunchtime, but just about few more minutes and we will be done. Yes, there are just, this is a plate of lunch. You may call it a South Indian menu because it has been laid on a banana leaf. Yes. And when you look at food, don't just look at food, but look at what goes in the digestion of food, right from the mouth to while it is converted to feces. Yes. So try and think of any problem in life or any attribute or any domain or subject or topic holistically. That from start to finish, yes, saliva breaks it down. The nerves in your nose, mouth, and eyes, they let you experience the taste. If it is hot, do you know your now nose and your eyes will start watering? If it is very hot, or parparasam and things like that, it will be very, very spicy. Yes. So what all is going to digest that food? Not just your biochemistry paper, which is digestion of carbohydrates. Yes, the teeth are breaking it down. So many enzymes are needed for, making the food ball, packing it into a small package and then sending it down to the stomach. So many enzymes will break it down in the stomach. So many enzymes will break it down in the small intestine, then the large intestine, then absorption, reabsorption. Yes, even teeth. The front teeth will help you for biting. The molars will help you for grinding and chewing. So any problem that you look at it very holistically. So the next time you study biochemistry and you say, I know, carbohydrate metabolism, tell yourself, I don't know carbohydrate metabolism because I need to understand what happens to this food in the mouth, what happens to this food in the small intestine, what happens to this food, how it is grinded, how do I get the smell, how do I get the smell of black pepper, how do I get the smell of elaichi in a biryani. Yes, so what are the processes that are involved, and that is when you will start thinking critically. So take this as an example. Generate questions from your food plate. I timed this well in lunchtime because I knew we'll be close to lunch, right? So today in your food plate, whatever was there, try and correlate that to your biochemistry chapter. Try and correlate that to your biodiversity chapter. Try and correlate that to classification in botany, taxonomy. Yes, try and correlate that to so many other subjects that you have studied. Okay, will you do that? Will you be able to do that? That is when you will start thinking critically. Yes, because you are actually beginning to think and not be a follower. Okay, so that was another example that I wanted to take. Yes, students who think critically grow into lifelong problem solvers. Obviously, they can take information and analyze it, draw conclusions, defend and form opinion, with data to back it up, and reflect on their work and approach problems in a very systematic manner. These are the different strategies. I'm sure sir is very well versed with them, where we want students to think on themselves. We want students to make connections. So from a food plate, I want you to correlate to your biochemistry lesson, to your biodiversity lesson, to your taxonomy lesson. Okay. And working in groups, correct? And of course, the try around strategy, where something that the teacher says, instead of I'm teaching you, you tell me today. You tell me about what are the things that you saw around you. What are the things that you did? Okay, so these are the different strategies that we use. Always learn to work, to be a team. So critical thinking helps students in understanding views and perspectives of others, and also enhances the ability to work in teams. And you know that we have already put that in the 4C, where you need to collaborate. Okay, keep these 6 honest serving men. You remember that the story of that elephant? Yes, what are these 6 serving men? Why, what, who, where, when. Yes. So these 6 serving men are actually taken from Rudyard Kipling's story. Yes. And what, why, when, how, where, who. Keep asking yourself these questions and seeking the answers, and they will teach you well. I cannot teach you anything. I'm not so well equipped. But these 6 men will help you devise a method for yourself. Yes, critical thinking involves creativity and innovation. Keep a creative eye that can take on a different approach from all other approaches. And it always has to be empowered with analytical skills. Yes, the ability to carefully examine a problem, a set of data, or text. Which are the major critical thinking components? Interpretation, analysis, inference, explanation, evaluation, and self-regulation. Please understand, I told you I'm nobody to teach you, because you require to be really learned to teach a whole audience online like this. But through those 2 exercises we did, I want you to understand that this is how you are going to be, developing a skill set. And of course, a lot can be talked about this skill set, but we're not going to go too much into detail, because those exercises would have rung a bell where you are, what you want to achieve, and how you need to go about it. Okay. Your attitude towards critical thinking, obviously, do you try to solve a problem using reasoning? Are you willing to reconsider what you believe? That's very, very important, because that involves a change in your attitude, a change in your belief and your system, okay, which is based on the results, which sometimes may be difficult, but it is much needed. And of course, I always say the role of your teacher is not to answer your questions, but to be like that scaffold. So once the building is built, can you see the scaffolding? Do you see the scaffolding? No. So that is the role of your teacher, where they're always there to guide you, to empower you, to give you form and shape. But you have to think for your own, and they should be able to help you integrate thinking, instruction with content and move it around. Okay. So here are a few of tasks that I have listed, but nevertheless, this of course is where we are placed. And finally, 9 traits, which again, I want you to remember. First one, collaborate, examine, communicate. Yes, adapt, create, link, strive, inquire, and always reflect. Reflect. So I'm going to ask Raja sir after my lecture to tell me how I could have bettered my lecture. What were the plus points? What were the negatives? Was my pace correct? Was my slide deck appropriate? Okay. So those are just a few of this is my last slide. Do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. Okay. And here, keep calm and do science, and go as far as you can see. And believe me, when you get there, you'll be able to see further. Okay. Thanks a lot for your kind attention. And I leave the forum open to questions. And I would also request all the, participants to turn on their cameras so we can also take a photograph. And, we can interact with each other. You can ask questions. You can put the questions in the chat window also. And I hope, Raja sir, I've been on time. And I really hope that your objective of getting me to speak to the students has been justified. And since we have 2 days, they have to bear me tomorrow also. So I hope it was interesting and a lot of take home was there. So do share your honest opinion with me for the same year.
Yeah. Thank you very much, madam, for your interesting lecture. Most of them are undergraduate and postgraduate students. And your lecture, I think it's a need of our, because many of them are sitting at home without aim what to do and just wasting the time watching the TV or internet or through mobile. So I think this lecture helped them to fix some goals. You have nicely introduced this, how to start the critical thinking. I think one of your this test was, I think they tested everyone. They have not gone through from the beginning to the end. And at the end, when they landed, they were laughing, everyone, I think, though they have muted. And that is the critical thinking. First, they should begin with that reading habit. You have provoked them first, whenever see the questions. I have seen whenever I was doing this invigilation, the moment they receive the question, they'll see without reading, they'll just answering to the first question, without completing what is objective type or this one, they'll start writing. I think it's changed their minds. And the next thing is goal setting. It is very important for them to set up a smart goal. Many of them say, I want to become an officer, but they never say which officer, whether IAS officer or IPS or this administrative circle officer. They won't specify, I want to become a circle officer. I want to become a horticulture officer or agriculture officer. So, or I want to become a professor of this subject. So this information, they made them to think about, fix their goal today. I think many of them, they fixed their goal today, and with a clear goal, like goal setting, they were just simply say that I want to become an officer. No, it's a vague statement. So you helped them to fix that target and smart goals and how to achieve that goals and how to use them. And thank you very much, madam. I think participants make use of this time, and you can interact with the madam asking questions, because still we have time. I think another 10 minutes I'll take, because we crossed the time. I think madam took, actually the allotted time is 90 minutes among out of 2 hours. 90 minutes talk and then 30 minutes discussion. I think madam has took all 2 hours. I think it's good. They are benefited. Now I'll keep 10 more minutes for the participant to interact. I think some of the questions, it came in the box. I'll just read it, madam. Just answer it. I think one question was, madam, what do you mean by realistic in previous slide? Please, can you throw more light on that? From Sandeep Pavaria.
Okay. Realistic means when you say achievable, it's something that you can attain. What is realistic? Realistic means you have to be, it cannot be a fantasy, right? So if I say I want to become the prime minister, I'm fantasizing. I have to, for that, I have to stand for an election. I have to head a party. So you have to be very, very realistic. I can say, yes, in the next 5 years, I want to be part of the Niti Aayog, which may be very realistic, because I have been a teacher. I have been into planning. I have done several projects. So there is a very high chance that I may go into a planning kind of a job, which is for science and technology. So when you are setting a goal for yourself, you have to make a real-time estimate that is this really possible? Is it really possible? See, getting ambitious, having a dream is not a bad thing, but is it really attainable? So that is what I meant when I said be very realistic. So I want to be a person, like somebody said, I want to be a person who has to be, attached with research and development. So if you want to be attached with research and development, and if I ask you a question on CRISPR and you say, I don't know CRISPR, so then you're not very realistic, because CRISPR is a gene editing technology which everybody knows. It is the most talked about technology that even a botany person knows, even a horticulture person knows, or anybody knows. So that way, are you realistic? Have you read papers? Have you read any recent papers? Have you read any research papers? So if you want to go into a research and development fraternity, establish yourself, then you should be reading research papers, whether it is one each day, one a week, or you should be reading, going to PubMed, looking at abstracts that, oh, there are similar studies that can be done. There are, these kind of studies that can be designed. So you have to understand realistic means which can be done in real time. It's not a fantasy. It's not something that cannot be attainable. So that is what I meant by the word realistic. Yes, have I answered your question? I think it was Sandeep or something. Yeah, Sandeep. Thank you, Sandeep. I hope I've been able to answer your question. Any other questions? You can either turn your video on and mic on.
Yeah, I understand, madam. Yeah, one more question is,
Yes.
how can we get inspired every time?
How
How can we get inspired by every time?
Yeah, I think how to get inspired every time. Let us look at our own examples in isolation. So you have your teacher here and you have another resource person here from ISER Pune. My workstation is Pune, but I stay in Bombay. Yes. Now, what is important is I said I have a long-term goal and I have a short-term goal. Yes. And in my short-term goal, I have certain very easily achievable or real-time targets. Okay. And when I achieve those targets, yes, like I said, give yourself a pat on the back. Yes, give yourself a pat on the back that yes, you were able to do this. And that is what will build confidence in saying that set up short term goals. Yes. And when you achieve them, take pride in it that I was able to do it. And that means I'm good. Yes. So you will be a self motivated person that this time I decided I'm going to make this presentation. So I was able to do it. Next, I decided I'm going to make a questionnaire. I'm able to do it. Third, I decided I'm going to do my next set of things. I'm able to do it. So where is the demotivation? Where is the demotivation? When you look forward to do something, when you look forward to put something together, you're not going to be demotivated. And let us be very honest, during 24 hours of time, there are times even I feel very demotivated that Sara kaam bhi karna hai. Today morning I was telling Raja sir I had so much work in the morning. Yes, I couldn't eat breakfast, but it's okay. Now what's important is I was able to make breakfast. So I'm going to quickly run home from my studio and eat breakfast with a cup of coffee. But see my target, see my goal, that I made breakfast, that even if it became late, 12 o'clock instead of lunch, I'm going to have a heavy breakfast with a fruit and coffee. So instead of feeling sad that, oh, now I have to go and make, I'm looking forward. But these 2 hours that I dedicated to you, I had 2 glasses of water, right? But I'm still so enthusiastic because I wanted to passionately reach out what I have learned from my life as an experience. So there is a demotivation phase in everybody's day. During the day, half an hour you are going to feel demotivated. Listen to some music, go out and see out of the window, see how other people are struggling. Yes, at least we are students, we don't have pressure, we don't have economic pressures that salaries have not come or things like that. Look at medical caregivers, every day they are not visiting home for 2 months. So you are in your house. So you have to set your targets and you have to work towards achieving them, which your primary target is going to be about keeping yourself motivated. Listen to some good music, chat with a friend. Yes, there are so many ways of raising your morale, isn't it? So, self motivation is not a cookbook. Tell your mother, today I'm going to peel the onion. Learn how to peel an onion. You may be a boy. There may be no need for you to cut salad. But in your own interest, it's good to know how to peel an onion and understand that onion has that black, and that is fungal growth. So while your teacher may have taught you that in the textbook, in the class, as a boy, as a girl, I'm sure girls are driven in the kitchen. You know, you have to help mommy. But boys can equally contribute. Let me see how to take the peeler and peel the potato. You will see if you're not efficient, you will cut half the potato only because you will take so much of the potato in the peeler. Simple things. So that should tell you that I'm not good at peeling a potato. What am I doing with my life? So better yourself at peeling a potato. Make it more and more thinner. Yes, that will keep you motivated. It's such a simple exercise, isn't it? It's such a simple exercise. Then go and cut a vegetable. If you can't cut the vegetable, you tell yourself, "Oh my God, what good am I if I can't chop a vegetable?" Learn to better it every day, and then tell yourself that yes, I'm not only attending lectures, I'm not only talking to my friends, but I have now know how to peel a potato. Very thin peels we must remove. How to cut the potato. You can cut big cubes, small cubes. I know how to go there. So action is your answer. Okay. How to, I hope I've answered your question. And I've used very simple examples. I have not used research and development examples at all. These are very, very, school going or everyday life examples which anybody can. How can we materialize our goals? Shamnarayan, Vishwakarma, to materialize your goals, you have to be very strict with yourself. Your action plan has to be abided by very meticulously. Very meticulously. You can't give yourself concessions. Yes, you can't give yourself concessions. So, for you to materialize your goal, yes, for you to materialize your goal, your action plan you have to abide by very strongly. You have to follow it. If I have decided I'm going to get up at 7, then you don't have to tell your mother to wake you up at 6:45. Set your own alarm, get up at 7. And if you feel getting up at 7 makes you very lazy, दिन में थोड़ा थकान लगता है, खाना खा के 15 मिनट नैप सो जाओ. आई एम टेलिंग यू दिस एज अ मदर, एज अ मेंटर. इफ यू टेल योर पिलो ना 15 मिनट बाद उठा देना, believe me, after 15 minutes you will suddenly rise and actually will say, I slept exactly 15 minutes. Try this. Try this. I have left my email address also here. You try it. It will happen. You know what is happening? You are actually telling your brain कि 15 minutes के बाद buzzer off कर देना. And your brain has got an REM, right? It has a sleep pattern. So the brain remembers that 15-20 minutes के बाद you will get up and you will actually say, अरे wow, this is working. And that will give you the confidence that many targets in life that you set, yes, you will be able to achieve. So I'm not telling you there is a book called Secret where itni shiddat se tujhe chaha hai, is not, that's not the way. But when you tell your brain facilitates learning, it facilitates reception. So you have to fine tune it, right? You do with that FM channel, no? 98.7, 104.7. What are you doing? You are fine tuning the channel and making it more, sending the signal that you want to hear, isn't it? Okay. So I hope I've been able to answer your question.
The next one is, Madam, next question is, my question is,
yes,
how to not be confused while setting goals, where every goal feels important. Don't you think critical thinking at this scenario will confuse more rather than helping? What is your suggestion? Decluttering, just let me see that. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is an elaborate question, but nevertheless, yeah, I'll definitely take it. So critical thinking is a way of thinking. And I give you one very simple example of buying which tea you want to use at home. Yes, which tea you want to use at home, which biscuit you want to buy. Is it not? You actually think, let me take Mari because then mummy can have Mari biscuit and without sugar she can have the tea. So you are thinking, right? So this is your critical thinking ability. This is higher order thinking. Critical thinking actually leads to sorting of your thoughts. Critical thinking leads to sorting. It helps you categorize things. It does not help you create a meshwork. Now, it depends on how many attributes you are thinking right now. If you are going to think of one attribute at a time, let me handle this one attribute at a time, you are going to be able to better it. So critical thinking definitely doesn't lead to confusion. What happens is we think of too many things at the same time. That is where critical thinking is going to fail, no? If you're buying one product at a time, you're thinking first which tea to take, which biscuit to buy, yes, which rava to take, should I take loose sugar or should I take sugar which is packaged, because there is a difference of 3 rupees. So you are taking one attribute at a time. So my personal opinion is that I don't think critical thinking confuses. Critical thinking helps to sort things out. Okay. At this moment where we are, yes, critical thinking is definitely going to help, where instead of getting confused and getting so much procrastinated is the word. What will happen? Where is the world going? How are we going to manage? No, it is out of your preview, isn't it? It is out of your preview. You think you are at home, you have so much time with you, so much energy. How am I optimally utilizing this? Yes. So at the end of 6 months, are you going to look back and say, did I not do anything in the 6 months? क्या किया? घर पे सिर्फ उठा खाया सो गया, उठा खाया सो गया. Did I read a research paper? Did I learn a new skill? Did I learn a new language? Did I plant a seed? क्या मैंने राई उगाई? क्या मैंने एक potato को buds आया था? Did I plant it in the soil? Did I observe that is it getting new plantlets? Is it getting new leaves? Did it get planted suitably? So like that, I have to actually sort things out and then ask myself how I'm going to navigate that, how I'm going to actually go there. So I hope I have been able to answer your question, sir, if not in totality. But critical thinking, according to me, always helps you sort things. This is what I do with my children at home. I have 2 kids and my class. I just tell them, take a paper and write down, what if you did this and what if you didn't do this? What are the advantages if you did this and what are the disadvantages if you didn't do this? And believe me, they can find their own answers. So it is definitely going to help. Yes. Any other question that I may have missed, Raja sir? What is your suggestion for decluttering the mind? No, Sandeep, I have already said for decluttering, try and sort out the different attributes. Take one attribute at a time. Don't try to do too many things at a time. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. You cannot handle so many things. Okay. While multitasking is the mode of life, even then you see you are not able to do justice to all the tasks. So you have to take one task at a time and give it your best. Okay. And that decluttering, that is decluttering, no? That is actually decluttering.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's our last question, madam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, any more question? I'll give 1 minute time because we are already 12:13. So 1 minute time I'll give. Anyone, very important question if you want to ask, I'll unmute it. Just you can unmute. I'll give the privilege. Only the person, okay? So you can ask question. Only one person now. Ma'am, how do we focus towards our goal? There was a question from Shyama Narayan.
I'll just unmute. Yeah. How to be focused
towards our goal?
Yeah, focus towards your goal is how passionately do you feel for the goal, no? How passionately do you feel for the goal? If you feel passionately, I knew that that test is going to ensure that you're all going to be very engaged, correct? So I changed my slide deck. I put that slide there. I got hold of that questionnaire. So to be focused to your goal, you have to passionately feel. You have to feel very strongly for your goal. You're not doing it for your parents. You're not doing it for your teacher. You're not doing it for your country. You're doing it for yourself. So how strongly you feel about yourself will ensure that you get up on time, you do that extra reading, you do that writing, whether it is you're writing a poetry, writing a story, or writing your diary. Many of you could just inculcate a habit of writing a diary. If you have not done it for so many days, make a summary of what you did for so many days and now start writing a diary every day. So that tomorrow when you read it, let it be your, Sham Narayan Vishwakarma's diary of the pandemic. It could be Neha Tiwari's diary of the pandemic. It would be such a wonderful read, isn't it? So how passionately you feel for the goal is what is going to be determined how your focus is. If you're not passionate, you're not going to be focused. Yes, I hope I answered your question. Yes, Neha, can you hear my voice now? I had a message from you.
Okay, so I think the time is up now, and you can reserve your question tomorrow. We'll have a much more time. You can ask today's question also tomorrow. Okay, so thank you very much, madam. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock, we will see. All the participants give you a attendance link. Just now I will be sending, I'll close by 1 p.m. So give your attendance on the link provided to you through email, okay? So same link, you can use same link and password for tomorrow's program, 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Okay, be there. Thank you very much. Thank you, madam. Tomorrow, formal closing will be there.
So much.
Okay, thank you, madam. Yes, bye-bye.